You ever just had a song in your head? Have a song in your heart?
So, oh, this is an interesting topic. Hello, good people. Coach Danita here with another Tidbit Tuesday. I used to work in public service, right? I used to be a case manager, and I also used to be a business services representative. So I worked on both sides of the spectrum. I worked on the side where people were coming in and wanting to make a difference in their life, wanting to get in some type of career, stable income, be self sufficient. A lot of them chose to go back to school, so we had grants for that. I worked on that case management side, career counseling side. For quite a while. And I've also worked on the business services, business development side, where it was more about small businesses, large businesses. My goal with that position was to go out and promote the services we had through our center and to also promote the job seekers that we knew. Working on both sides of the spectrum was very interesting. I knew the employee side. I knew that very well. I always connected with my clients, always had a heart for my clients who were looking to do some great things in their life. They just wanted to take care of their families. They wanted to actually go on vacation on their vacation days. I didn't quite understand the business side until I stepped foot in it. And so these are people who also cared about their families, but they also cared about their business surviving. Well, that meant making some very tough decisions as far as wages, benefits that would be offered. They had a business to run. And so after everyone was gone for the weekend or was gone on their vacations, how could they keep their businesses going, whether someone stayed there or not? And so those are big responsibilities for business owners. In order to qualify for a lot of our services, you had to be either displaced, meaning, you were laid off or your company closed, or you had to be not very well off. So you had to be close to the poverty line. This is where things got kind of interesting. I always looked at this chart to determine, okay, how much is this person bringing in every month? If they're not receiving any type of public assistance and they're just working or they were recently laid off, what was their income like? And so we just went off of a chart based on your family size. This is how much you can earn before we can assist you. I'm just going to read a few figures to you because some of us have these ideas about how much people make if they receive public assistance or if they're at a food pantry or if they're asking for help, even. Whether that's asking for a job, whether that's asking for help building a business, whether that's asking for help getting food or getting gas or getting their car fixed. A lot of us have some preconceived notions because of a lot of things that we see maybe in the media, in the news, maybe on social media, and we don't really know the facts. The United States Department of Health and Human Services for 2019 dictates that the poverty level for a family size of one is $12,490. That means that if you make at or below $12,490 and you're just by yourself, you're at the poverty level. That means a family of one making $13,000, you're above the poverty level. You're not poor. You might not be wealthy, but you're not poor. $12,490 for the year. So that is a little over $1,000 a month. $1,040 a month. That's what it comes down to. You're at the poverty level. Meaning $1 above that, you're above the poverty level. How much can you survive on every month? Now, we're talking survive. So it should be the basic necessities. We'll take off mortgage because maybe you're comfortable renting because it's just you, right? We'll take off a car note. You got a used car and it's paid off, which is not realistic for most people. But let's just say, okay, let's say that you don't eat very much. You just buy fruits and vegetables. You're really modest with your eating. even with that, can you live off of $1,040 a month? Ever done a budget for just $1,040 a month? Not to mention so many other factors. If you're only making that much, the job you probably have probably doesn't have great health care. And if it does, you might still have to come out of pocket to pay for some of that. If you're like me, you're a family of 2. I have my little Charlotte with me. I love her dearly. And she's 4. So a family of 2, the threshold, okay? This is the poverty line for a family of 2, according to the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services. $16,910 for the year. That is $1,409 a month. Childcare alone, which is what's needed, at least in this country, from 6 weeks up to 4 or 5 years, because Charlotte isn't in kindergarten yet, not available for public school. Childcare is $200 a week, and that's on average. That's $800 a month for childcare. What about personal development? What about furthering my education so I can get out of poverty? What about self-care? What about mental health? When we talk about these hard numbers that we say people should be able to survive off of, we're not really talking about a high quality of life. If all I did was go to work and take care of my child, I would drive myself crazy. Have you met a working mom? And this is just with one child. We're not even talking about multiple children at this point. Someone who is at poverty or even close to the poverty line is someone who probably needs personal development and education the most. For a family size of 3, the poverty level is $21,330 for the year. That's just over $1,700 a month. For a family of 4, the poverty line is $25,750, which is just over $2,100 a month. For a family of 5, the poverty line is at $30,170, which is just over $2,500 a month. The figures are a little bit more for Alaska and Hawaii. It is very, very difficult to live off of these numbers as a family. And for us as a society to decide what that number should be and not take very important things into consideration causes a lot of issues on a society scale. What I would suggest is that we not judge each other based on who we see in the welfare line. Be careful who you judge when they walk into your church. Be careful who shows up to the outreach events. I would encourage you to love on them. There are some people that are out there making some very tough decisions on a daily basis, but it's not for us to judge their situation. This is also a reason why I went forward with the idea of starting a nonprofit. I believe in community outreach. I believe in community development. I believe in serving our fellow man. Because being on both sides of the spectrum, I can understand and appreciate a business owner's decisions for downsizing. I can also understand how some of my clients feel pushed into a corner and left with little to no options and having to make very, very detrimental decisions, some that might even land them in jail. And that's a whole nother topic. Let's be kind to each other.